Ladies and gentlemen, get ready for an experience like no other. Tune in every Monday at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for The Mary D. Show, where the ordinary meets the extraordinary. The Mary D. Show brings you powerful insights and inspiring stories from a diverse range of guests. Join our incredible host, Mary D. Welch, as she sits down with thought leaders, business owners, and changemakers, sharing their journeys and successes. From career professionals and entrepreneurs to educators and beauty advisors, Mary D. Welch interviews sports figures and health enthusiasts, offering a platform for extraordinary voices. Explore the world of extraordinary people and places in business and finance, homes and real estate, beauty and wellness, education and empowerment, sports and health, and more. Want to be a guest on the show? Call 619-669-8603 or email Mary at marydwelch.com. Visit www.marydwelch.com to learn more.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Mary D. Show. For those of you, this is your first time, welcome first-time viewers. For those of you that are, I call super fans, welcome super fans. And the super fans are people that they come week after week. They've been here now. I mean, we've been live for about almost 4 years now. So though the ones that come and they're here every single week, thank you for coming. I'd like to also say hi to our executive producer. Hi, babe. That's Oliver. Those of you know, next month, Oliver will be, you guys get to see him on the show. He'll come on. I think a couple of the kids and grandkids will come on too. I'll send them the link. You know, those of you that are parents and grandparents, we know how that is. I send the link and they make a decision if they're going to come on. I don't know. I have no way of knowing if they're going to come or not. But if they come on, you know, I try to get them on once a year so you guys can meet the support. As you know, you don't do this by yourself. Nobody does. There's you don't see the people behind me, but there's a team behind me that I don't even, other than Oliver and the kids and grandkids, you may never meet them, but there's no way this is done by myself. I couldn't do it without the support. So I just wanted to let you know. So that's next month. But I want to just tell you, ladies and gentlemen, you are in for a treat today because this is my goddaughter. I've known her, her whole life. Since she was small, I'll say that. Actually have taken her to dance classes, watched her perform throughout the year. She's traveled all over the world. But let me go to her bio because I will start missing things. And she's so powerful and so wonderful and such a kind-hearted. I'm not just saying this. I'm saying this because this is who she is. But I will tell you, she is nothing she won't do for you. She supports you in all the things you do. When I tell you, she is a blessing to everyone who meets her. So I'm going to read you her bio because if you received a text message, you didn't get the bio. And I really think you should know who she is. And this is just a tidbit. Danielle Hobbs, she is a triple threat powerhouse performer. She's an actress, a singer, a dancer, an educator, and an author. She is the most talented woman many have met since Debbie Allen, that they call her the quote unquote, the real deal. Her credits include, she's a choreographer for artists, Beyonce. They also include Shakira, and not just Beyonce, Beyonce and Shakira. She's also is a premier dancer on the Cirque du Soleil tour, the Michael Jackson Immortal World Tour, while flipping upside down and being an MJ Immortal. She got her master's degree in education to teach and continues to build her children's book line, Danny Girl Adventures, into an animated show like Dora and the Explorer, with her youth brand, Dream It, Do It, Danny Girl. Just a minute. Currently, Danielle has added creating, screenwriting, and producing her first short film with her short dance film project, Amethyst Girl Destiny, which she wrote, produced, and starred in. The short is directed by Reggie Gaskins. Although she is very accomplished, Danielle's highest and biggest thing to do is to always inspire and empower whomever and wherever she is working. Her past credits, as I mentioned earlier, include being the choreographer for Beyonce, Shakira, and lead roles in musicals on Disney's Aida as Aida. She was as the Aida character. Smokey Joe's Cafe as quote Brenda, as well as numerous independent films and 2 music works on Apple Music and Heart Radio, including the Amethyst Girl Destiny original soundtrack. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll bring to the stage the one and only, incomparable. Oh, I said I'll bring to the stage. There we go. The one and only Danielle Hobbs. Hi, Danielle.
Hi, how are you? And yeah, you brought me to the stage of your platform.
Correct.
So yeah, you brought me to the stage. Yes, how are you?
I'm fine. I'm fine. I know we saw each other yesterday, and we don't really get the chance to see each other often. So
No, we don't. But I was glad to see you yesterday, and Trisha, man, Grant, and connects all those dots together. I actually just got off texting with Reggie Gaskins, telling him that I saw Trish yesterday, and we're gonna watch because we're done again with my mom, which was the work they did together. The director from Amethyst Girl Destiny,
right?
He lives in Atlanta now, so that's where he's just getting a lot of things done. Yeah,
I can tell. You know what? I think they call it the Black Hollywood. Atlanta is.
Yes, it is. I think it was trying to be New Orleans, but they still have a lot of tax breaks. But I think just Tyler Perry just worked it out, and a lot of other people, and it's just a lot more, I don't know, equitable and then economical to be there in such beautiful scenery because Atlanta is just so green.
It is. It's beautiful. I've been blessed to have worked on a few projects there, which is really nice. And then eventually, when you're there for a while, you start learning your way around, which I was surprised when I was driving around. I said, "Oh, you're really starting to learn your way," But I haven't been. Have I been back this year? I don't think so. Not this year. Last year I was there 4 times. Last year, but not this year.
For urban zombies, urban zombie eaters?
There for urban flesh eaters. I was there for how many days? 12 days. That was a 12-day shoot. So we were there on set for 12 days. And that was really, I really enjoyed that. I'm in the back. Did you see me in the background on that?
I haven't seen
that
you
one.
Yet,
I tell you, that's the first time I'm on film.
Okay, wait. Are you one of the earlier in the scene of the movie of the zombie? Because you played a zombie, so you have all this makeup on, like Michael Jackson Thriller. So we don't know which one's you.
Yeah.
Yes.
I know.
Okay. I'm gonna go back and watch.
Really. Okay. I think it's on. I don't know where it's on now. I think it's Apple. You can get it on Apple and Tubi. It's still on. I mean, it's doing well.
I saw it on Tubi when I was doing all my little zombie filming and watching stuff and getting my students into character and helping them out.
Some people would probably want to know, Danielle, what is you started, as far as I know, all I know has been dance since I can remember. I don't know when you were not ever in dance. So because I remember too, you won and that wasn't mentioned, the NAACP Spotlight. Was your Spotlight in LA, right?
Yes, Spotlight is in LA with Music Center. And I won that in 94 for Modern Dance. And Misty Copeland also won Spotlight. And the reason why I'm mentioning Misty is because other than the fact that she just retired, but she and I both came under the tutelage of Clifford Breland. I think he had helped her win that Spotlight for ballet. At least that's what it appears to be for her documentary. So you see where I come from, my dance home at Break Dance Studio. And all of us won Spotlight. Me, Aisha, I think Ebony won, and everyone that just came from Breed Dance Studio, we always did Spotlight. But it was my mother that actually introduced Cliff and everyone to Spotlight, because my mother, as an educator, your god sister, At Eisenhower, she would look for things for me to get scholarships in. And she was just like, well, let me see. So she went and looked for scholarships for the arts, kids in the arts.
Right.
And she found Spotlight. And she mentioned it to Cliff. And we just got ready for it. The first year, I didn't go all the way. My a beautiful friend of mine, Natalie Willis, won that first year. And then I won the year after that.
Wow.
And she also, and my mom also found NAACP AXO. And so that first year I got silver for Everything Must Change.
Right.
And then the next year I got gold in Chicago, the whole nation and everything for dance.
Do you now, so everybody may not know what AXO is. You want to let them know what AXO is?
Yes, AXO is the NAACP's branch for the youth in high school. It stands for an acronym, and I don't know it by heart, but I'm just going to give it a try for fun. I think it's Academic, Cultural, Technological, Scientific Olympics.
Yes.
I've judged it now, and many people still do it. I believe Riverside, I went with Riverside the first time and the second time. The Riverside branch of NAACP just came back. And sometimes I judge regionally and sometimes I motivational speak, because a lot of what our youth need is just some empowerment to kind of go like, I'm going to win this. And that's just what it's going to be. I may not have a team of people telling me that I'm a winner. And that's where you have to really be for AXO, because I did not. I clearly did not. And I always talk about that. Like when you go to AXO, you're going to have people that are at performing arts schools and the East Coast, like come from Duke Ellington or LaGuardia, and they dance all day. They do all these things all day. But I knew that I had presence and I could tell a story when I would dance. So I didn't really need to have everybody, oh, you're awesome. Oh, you're the best that's ever did it. I didn't need that rhetoric, because I knew that when I got there, I would not have it. And so it was really important for me when I talked to them to help them to understand that you have to know that you're it inside you before anybody else tells you, because outside in only goes so far, and it has like such a shallow demeanor. You know what I mean? It's like it's great, but it's not real. It inside out is just always going to be better. And I went and I was 15 and I just danced my butt off, danced for Jesus and won. And I didn't know I was going to win. I was so upset. I remember this so vividly. I remember they do this thing where they call the people they want to perform. And one of the judges was Sandman Sims, great tap dancer. He was in tap with Sammy Davis Jr., Gregory Hines. And I had my friend Zuli from Paul Kennedy's. Zuli, he was also in Bring the Noise and the Funk. He was asked to dance.
Okay.
And Jamal Story from Lula, Washington, who was also been Broadway captain of The Color Purple, was asked to dance. And I was watching them dance in Chicago, absolutely mortified that I didn't get asked to dance. And then when they named them for bronze and silver, and they were like, 15-year-old senior Danielle Hobbs, I was like, ah. And it was the best surprise in the world. And I got to do my summer at Alvin Ailey. And then I went to State Lawn.
That is big. So when they didn't call your name, and were you feeling some kind of way?
Yeah, because I knew the year before in Indianapolis that was like kind of the system that they rocked with, was like, okay, we're gonna call you in the middle of the night. We're gonna ask you to dance in the ceremonies, in the award ceremony. And I didn't get called, and so I was like, Mom, they didn't call me. And
Oh,
and with AXO, it's not like everyone gets a place. I don't know how it is now
right.
because of the way our youth is. Like they really do need something. But in my time, it was like 300 dancers and
Wow.
2 people placed.
Wow.
That's it. So
That's
I was
amazing.
in the top 3 the first time. I got silver for doing Everything Must Change, and then the second time I got gold.
That's impressive, Danielle.
100 dancers. Yeah. Yeah.
But
Thank
I'm
you.
telling
Thank
you,
you. It
no,
was a great surprise.
I remember. I just remember. I didn't even remember the silver. I think I just remembered the gold because it was such a big deal when you know what I mean. And it is a big deal
Yes.
because
Yes.
you're talking 300 dancers, and like you said, you knew in your head how good you were, whether and people said it or not. And that's
Yeah.
why I think you were feeling some kind of way. It's like, I know I nailed this dance. I know I did a good job. And then here it is that you didn't hear anything. But at the
Yeah.
same time, when you called your mom and talked, did she have to encourage you? It's okay. It's that kind of
She
thing.
was there.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
If you're in Chicago, she was
Okay.
there.
So
She
she
came.
was feeling some kind of way too.
Well, it was kind of like, I don't know if you've seen, I don't want to say dance moms, but we have reality shows today. You see the
Yep.
kids break down. It was kind of like that, I believe, in my hotel room. Because I was just up like, are they going to call me to perform tomorrow? And so it was really, really a big deal that they
No.
didn't. And then it was like, we had to say a prayer and just let it go. And then the very next day, it was like 15-year-old senior. I still have it on VHS. And they called my name and I was like, ah. And I went up and I was like, hey, Zuli, hey, Jamal. And these are still, like, I still know these guys. Like, we still, like, remember this stuff like yesterday. I don't know if Zuli's still tap dancing or whatnot, but I know that they both went into Broadway and have done great things. And it's just so small, but so vast how the dance community is. It's like I come around people now and I'll mention like Zuli and Zahalia and Paul Kennedy's, and they'll be like, we knew about that, but we didn't know about that. And I'm like, yeah, I'm a little OG when it comes to the dance community.
Well, you don't look it, that's for sure. That's
Yeah.
but that's your community. That is your community for sure. And even before we get into what you're doing now, and because you've taught dance, you've been in Cirque du Soleil as went to the main. I mean, you've done so much in the dance community. How? Let me ask you. So we're talking to people that someone may be interested, but they don't know the ins and out of the entertainment or the dance community. What advice would you give someone that's interested?
The first advice I would say is get my book because it is a tell-all book and it's exactly why I wrote it. So you have to get this book. Even if you're not trying to dance, if you're trying to build relationships, you have to get it. And this is why I start from that angle. Things have changed. Media has changed.
Right.
Look at where we're totally being a studio right now.
Right.
And to roll with those changes, you have to have a placidity and a flexibility to not be complacent, to want to keep it the same, but see, where can I get my little footing in this and keep it grounded, stay humble and be excellent. And with that, I really, really would just start, make sure you have your technique. Your technique will save you. I have had surgeries as a dancer. We definitely, if you really were to, research any professional dancer and performer, we have injuries. Your technique will save you. Keep you. But know how to network, know how to go to the classes, know that, okay, well, I went to this class and this choreographer didn't really see me. Go where you can be seen, where you can be fed, and where you can be nurtured so that you can build the fire inside yourself to know what your flow is. And that's with dance and probably other things.
Right.
Um, I've always danced, and because of concert dance and going into the the presence of playing a role as a dancer, it allowed me to go into other talents because I knew how to play a role nonverbally. And
Oh,
dancing, it's so nonverbal that it ends up being powerful.
right.
So when you own that role
Right.
and you own that part,
Uh-huh.
then now we just got to add speaking to it. Now we just got to add carry the note to it
I,
because you
I
already have the presence to be in the room. And the other part is finding the right teachers. I
mm,
always love this story, and it's a lot of people don't talk about it, but I remember in the beginning of Beyonce's solo career, uh, me and a couple of choreographers, we would, we put ourself on people. We're always just giving you a piece of ourselves, and we don't mind it because we know that it's fabulous. So what happened is she was talking
uh-huh.
to my boss at the time, and she was talking about when she met Jay-Z. She looked at him and she said, "You're my teacher."
Wow.
um, I've had mentors that I've said that to. Having
Wow.
a teacher will take you so far because you want to have someone that not only compliments you, that knows how to help you connect the dots, help you see some things that you can't see in your perceptional eye, but
Right.
like they can see something else, and then be willing to listen. Be willing to listen. And if the results are fabulous, then you
Right.
know you have the right teacher. But
Right.
if
Right.
your results are not awesome and they're not like taking you farther,
Uh-huh.
then you might need to like reinvestigate some things. Everyone's talking about transparency and
Mm,
boundaries these days. You
right.
know, you really don't need to put a lot of words on it, because what it is, are you moving? Are you getting the results you need to
Right.
make the world a better place? Or are you not moving at all? And I've always just been very in tune to that. And I'm just grateful to have a dance teacher like Clifford Breland and Denise Giante, and then understand the perspective was not just that it was show business for me. The perspective that I was groomed in,
Uh-huh.
that
Right.
you are a work of art, and that is what you are.
Well,
And
your
it's
self-confidence was
powerful, but it
yeah.
has a purpose in it.
Yeah. But I think, I mean, to me, you were always confident. You were always, I don't know if it was the dance, it was always innate in you. I always saw that in you. It's that self-confidence. And when it's like the miniature in your space. I've seen you dance so many times. It's like, what's I say, another Danielle appears. That makes sense. You come into your own in that dance space. So I would tell you, I mean, you're an artist. That's what it's definitely,
Yeah.
you're an artist. So, and,
Yes. Yeah.
and in so many different genres, because as you know, I mean, being an author, being a writer, being in addition to that, you're a teacher. You have so many different layers, which is a blessing.
Thank
Um,
you.
so you would encourage people. Let me see. We see a couple of comments. Oh, they want to say, "Welcome, Danielle." That's what they.
Hey, no.
Nanette. Hi, Nanette. Nanette
Hey,
is
Nanette, girl.
because she lives 2 blocks from me. Can you believe that? I just can't get over that we're so
Ike
close.
Mob, Ike Mob.
Hello, Mary.
You're bringing the Ike Mob back. It's funny.
You're beautiful, Danielle. Guest Ike in the house. Daughter Jennifer Musgrove is the Ike Mob of 1999 graduate. I'm a New Orleans native and graduate of NOLO. All
Yeah,
right, now,
yes.
Elaine. Nice to see you. Elaine is a super fan. Rarely does Elaine miss. And Elaine, guess what? In January, the show moves to 5:45, so I'll be able to go to the meetings. Yay! I'm excited
Yes.
about that.
Yes.
And she said, Riverside Youth Council. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Riverside Youth Council is still soaring in AXO now. They come back this year with awards. Wow, they came back with awards again this year.
Yes.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Go ahead, Axel. That's impressive. Yeah.
It is. It really is, especially in this time, because we have so many things geared towards our saving our youth from social media and their imagination being stolen from them.
Yeah. Well, I just
We
want to
have
make
to
sure
have that so to help feed that creative genius.
we do. And it's so needed. What I've always liked about AXO is it travels around the country. It go wherever NAACP convention is, AXO is always, isn't it the week before the convention?
I think it is. I
And,
believe so. I
and
believe
so
so.
look at all the places that you get to visit because of your involvement with AXO. I think it's wonderful. I really do.
What I love about AXO is that it's not just artistic. It does have a scientific Olympics, and
does.
I was the only one that year that won in gold. A young man named Marash, I don't remember his last name, but he won in gold for science, and his science project was developing projects from silicon. And
Wow.
I just like saw like our news clipping from a long time ago in a scrapbook, and I was like, huh, it's interesting because this was like before Silicon Valley was like, yeah. And so just the inventiveness of African American youth, it's so important.
It really is. It really is. I don't think we really know just how important it really is, for sure. Now I
Mhm.
know too. You were when you were with Cirque du Soleil. Well, which one came first, Cirque du Soleil or the Michael Jackson? I don't know what order.
Cirque du Soleil is Michael Jackson.
Oh, okay. I thought it was.
Yeah.
No, I've seen, but I mean, there's so many Cirque du Soleils now. It's like
Yeah, they have like 30 shows globally, and I think before COVID, it came down, and then now I think they're back up just a little bit.
right.
But they, COVID hit a lot of companies so bad, and
Yeah.
they were one of them. But I do have friends that are up doing MJ1 in Vegas, choreographing MJ1 in Vegas. Kai, I think is still up, Mystere, and of course But it used to be like 8 shows in Vegas, and then like 20 million shows around the world. But
Wow.
yeah, COVID took a big bite out of a lot of things, but they've always been fabulous. I call Cirque du Soleil the UN of the arts because everybody was from another country. Like my best friend on tour, Bosco's from Mongolia, and she would room with me in Dubai, and I'd teach her English, and everybody was like, "Is Danielle loud to live with?" And they're like, "She's so loud on the set," and then she would be like, "Yeah, because she's so quiet at home." She wouldn't know when I'm in Dubai, when I would be in the house and stuff, because I am quiet at home. I'll sleep and everything, and then
Yeah.
I'll go out, and then everybody's like, "Hey, holla." So it was a lot of beautiful relationships from people from countries I never even heard of, like Georgia and Guadeloupe, and shout out to my friend Speedy and the twins, and all these fabulous dancers that are from these islands and just beautiful places. And you're like, wow, I never knew that was a country. I did not know Georgia was a country
Yeah.
until I met my friend Laban. And he did a lot of things on the tour with stilts and stuff. And so a lot of people it was beautiful. It was the most beautiful experience I've ever had.
How do they get? He had the real high stilts.
Yes,
How do they get up? Oh, so he must. How do they put them up on there? I'm curious about that because I've seen some that's so high, I don't even know how they can get up on them because
I
that's how.
believe that Cirque du Soleil is a circus in its true element, and a
Okay,
circus will deal with acrobatics on any level. And Laban had something that was only his tone.
got it. Got it. I believe it because now they have the what is it, the baseball players, and one is on stilts and he's a pitcher. And he's
Yeah,
on,
yeah.
and he's, yeah. I forget. I don't know.
Sometimes they hit or miss though. I've seen some shows that I'm like, not necessarily my taste, but sometimes they hit and it's right dead on, like the Totem Show and the Dream of Mexico Luzia show that was at Dodger Stadium a couple years ago. Oh, that was right. That was right on. That was right on.
Okay. I think I've only seen the Michael Jackson show. I think I haven't seen any of the other ones though. But it's beautiful. And it's so, I mean, it's one of the, to me, it's a once in a lifetime experience when you see it. Because even though you see the same show, it's like there's something that changes in the show. If that makes sense. It's like something you didn't see the first time. That's what I'll say. Because there's so many moving pieces.
What I noticed with Cirque, and this is with any company, this is with any production company. Once you get your groove, you start to see the channels that everybody's coming from. So you know that this person is a contortionist, and this person does the fishbowl, and this person is a aerialist, and this person is a pole, and you see all those elements portrayed. But what makes Cirque so extraordinary is that it's not just normal circus stuff. You know, you get a line, you get a total storyline, like Amaluna is about an island of goddess women, and these pirates just landed on it, and you get the clown work, which is amazingly hilarious, and then you get these awesome soundtracks. Like my favorite soundtracks to listen to, believe it or not, other than like John Williams or Hans Zimmer, it is Cirque du Soleil soundtracks.
Wow.
Luna is one of my favorite soundtracks to listen to. So they just come with such a really great baked in situation that you're not going to get like just a circus show. You're going to get a story. It could be a movie. It could be anything. And they just really, really are just a well-oiled machine, and it's just fabulous working with them. I need to learn French, but
you know the history of how it all came about, because they definitely stand out. What's the history of Cirque? I don't know the history of Cirque du Soleil. I just know
Cirque du Soleil started off about 39 years ago, because Michael Jackson was almost 10, and that was 29 years ago, in Montreal, Canada, as a circus troupe, but they were like a little Renaissance-y and a little carny and carnivalish, and in that whole troupe, that whole French goula thing, I can't explain it, but they were like a troupe. And then they got bigger, and then I think Guy, what I do know is at the time, Guy La Liberté went to Hawaii, and he really wanted to do this, and he wrote in the sand Cirque du Soleil, which means the circus of the sun. And then he got the contracts with Vegas to do Vegas shows, to when they were making Vegas to be an epic, a real family place, not just a gambling place. And he got all of those things together, and he just kept doing it. And then it just, he just kept doing it and got great people and always got great acts. And they're always, I can tell you right now that they're probably thinking of like 10 shows right now at that campus in Montreal. They have like a total campus. You feel like you're in college. It's in the middle of Little Haiti. So the Cirque du Soleil icon emblem lady, she's a Black woman, and her name is Juggly Lady. And so I would be so happy if she was purple, and I played Lady in Purple and for Color Girls. And so I felt all like, I'm here, I'm at home. And like the whole floor, costuming and the mask. And it's very, very, it's like it's like going to university, circus university. They have a circus university for kids. Wow. And a fabulous place. I made macaroni and cheese for them, because you have a diner, and the guy wouldn't give it. He said he's going to take it home because It was so good.
Wow.
It's like a little college. You stay there for about a month, you learn your show, and then you're out. And they have people just coming in all the time like that. And that's just how it's been. But since COVID, I know that they had to downsize a bit, but I don't really think they downsized from that campus.
So it's you audition. You audition, and then once when you audition, how long was it before you found out? Yes, we would like to have you as a member of our show.
Well, it's a very tricky thing with me because I didn't audition for MJ. I got referred by someone. I don't know who that someone is, but I would think them right now. I did audition for Cirque du Soleil for some other things, a tap show called Banana Spill. And then I would tell my friends from New York, like Angel Santana, you're a contortionist. We're going to go to Vegas so you can get on their file, because he was a real contortionist and a vocalist. Okay. So I was like, I don't do that, but you can do that. Right. So I would take people there and I would be like, audition, Angels, and he would do their thing. And then out of the blue, it was 2012, I believe. I got an email that said, would you like to be in this show? Because we have some dancers they had been on the tour already for 2 years and they would like to have replacement. And I was like, okay, but I haven't done anything in a while, because that was when I was going back to school to get my master's. Right. And long story short, they asked me if I tapped, and I was like, yeah. They were like, oh, we have you on file.
Wow.
Because of Banana Spill. But they didn't keep me for Banana Spill. So they had my friends Josette and Joseph Wigon on tour, and they're amazing. But Josette was getting like, it's been 2 years and I want to go get married. So I think she referred me and was like, Danielle can tap, Danielle can do African, she could do everything, and she knows how to outperform everybody. So there. And so they were like, within about 2 weeks of me sending them my stuff, plus the choreographers of that show knew me well, Travis, Jamie King, they just knew me from growing up. Jamie King was like my dance teacher at Joe Tremaine's from when I was like 12. And then he choreographed me when I lived in New York for a girl named Anastasia. He knew what I was about. And so they just were like, would you like to do it? And I was like, oh, okay. Well, who's on the tour? And so I saw people I loved on the tour, like Ruthie and Terrence. And then I saw Felix Kane. And at the time, I was a huge Felix Kane fan. I don't know if you know who Felix Kane is, but he's like the best pole dancer in the universe. And she was in Zumanity. Guy had made Zumanity around her. And I'm like, I get to work with Felix Kane. And so I said, yeah, I'll do it. And then I found out that there were other people I knew that were on the tour. And I was like, oh, yes, we did Shakira together. Well, we were in Spain. And that was Davi. And then my girlfriend that I love, Chandra Lee, was on that tour. And I was like, oh, wow. And then I met so many other people, like Michael's whole band. And that was when I got to find out that the band was on the show. So I was with Jonathan Moffat, Sugarfoot, and Don Tree, and Mr. Mr. Laurent Smith. And that was just like a whole nother level of artistry.
Wow. Well, we have a comment from Elaine, and Elaine is saying to the audience, or to Danielle, she says, Danielle is speaking the truth about what a person interested in becoming a professional dancer needs to be aware of is growth in external skills and internal self-growth also. Yeah. I think that goes for everything, to be honest with you. It's not just dance that we have to, inside of ourselves, you have to know that what you're doing is what it's like. It's really a calling. And I don't know if that's you, Danielle, or me. Is that me? It could be.
That's me. And that is my god sister saying the things that little god sisters say.
I said I didn't. I just heard it. I didn't know if it was me because I usually have mine on habit. But in addition, I know. Okay, you have done so many things until I can't keep up. But you've traveled the world.
Yes,
You
yes.
traveled the, do for. I mean, dance has been your opportunity to travel the world. Where are some of the places that you've been?
I've been to 16 countries, and I know this by heart because I'm always saying it when I like am in classrooms, and when I talk about my children's book. Before Michael Jackson, I had been to like Dublin, South Korea, Busan, um, uh, all of the islands except for Cuba. And that
Wow.
means like Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, Jamaica, and as well as Mexico, of course. And then when I got and Belgium, when I got Michael Jackson, I was like, okay, what countries am I going to go to since they're offering this to me? And I was like, oh, I'm going to China. I'm going to Beijing, Shanghai. I'm going to go to Australia, New Zealand. And I was like, oh, these are countries I haven't been to. Sure, I'll go on tour. And so that added that. And I went to Dubai. And then we did this whole North American tour that we called the Redneck Tour. It was an inside joke. And because it was the colonies. And then we went to Mexico and finished in Guadalajara. But and mostly it was the South Pacific I think that's what that's called when you do like Australia and New Zealand. We were going to go to Brazil, but we could not go. And it was really interesting when you find out that so many things are out of your control that it's like that was totally had nothing to do with us. It was like something else. And it was like politics and economics, and it was really interesting to hear because I always stumble in on blessings. Like I'll be in the meeting I'm not supposed to be in, okay, hearing the things I'm not supposed to be hearing this right now. And I found out that Brazil had nothing to do with our dancing, our skills, the way we're acting on tour. It was completely over our head. It was completely political. And so
you have to do because it sounds like the troupe was so integrated with so many different countries. I don't know if it's because of that or just politics in general. I don't know. It's just, but
politics plays a big role when it comes to performing arts. It plays a big role. Well, we see now it does, but it did play a big role when you're traveling. Politics plays a huge role. Economics plays a huge role when you're traveling because you don't want to travel to countries that people are like, Americans or, you want to kind of like be accepted and like, yes, we're happy you're here. And so I have recognized that with some of my friends on tour that have been on other tours after this tour. And they've had times that they have reflected and articulated that, well, if this wasn't happening right now, it probably would be a smoother traveling experience. So yes, it does take a toll, which is ironic because I remember when Josephine Baker was a spy.
Yes.
A lot of people don't know that she was like a spy for France. And, they had the coding on her sheet music and whatnot. And to just understand that throughout time, even Eartha Kitt was deported at one time, I believe. And that's how she ended up learning 14 languages. And Celia Cruz, too, out of Cuba. Like, he was like, you cannot be here because you don't stand for what I stand for. So these things are very, very practical. And throughout time, people have had to have politics debate or try and have something to say about their artistry and where they can do it.
Right.
Yeah, and what they have to say about it.
So to Antonio. Hi, Antonio. Antonio's a super fan. He's here. And I just spoke to him right before the show, so I definitely want to say, and he said, hi, Sister Danielle.
Hey. I haven't seen Antonio since your birthday party, I think.
I know. And then he said he wanted to make sure I left this with you. He said,
Yes,
you know what, Antonio, I didn't bring your cards. I just got them today, but I will make sure to hold them up at the next show for you. And
you're going to want to connect with me, Antonio, because I know a theater troupe in LA that does theater with autism.
Oh, he lives in South Dakota, though.
Okay. I just recently went to that La Femme by Leslie Lepage. She's a Greenlight Women with me. And La Femme International Film Festival, and they had a film, and the short film was with the Autism Theater.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. And I was talking to them about how they use film and get the autism community to be integrated and what it does for the community and whatnot. And they're saying it's just great. The arts are just great for everyone, though.
They are. Yes. You can't. There's nothing. I think when I hear people say they cut the arts, that always hurts. And this is before I even knew I could write. It was just always, I felt like, though I don't play an instrument, I would never sing outside of where anybody could hear me. But still, I still have so much respect for the arts. No matter what, I just have respect for artists, period. That's all it is too. I just love the arts. I think I always have. My granddaughter is saying I should start taking acting class, which she does, taking acting classes. She goes, Nana, you can act. I said, oh, I don't know. Or Nasea. And she said, well, you act like you're married to Pop all the time. I told her, I said,
like a great actress.
She's in school right now to be an actress. And then she said, this is what she said, Danielle. After I graduate, I'm going straight to New York and I'm going to be on Broadway.
Yes. You got to have that optimism. I call it eternal optimism. I learned it from a lady at Toastmasters once. Yes, I've been through Toastmasters. Please do Toastmasters so you can do public speaking, people. We need you to communicate correctly. Listen, this woman said, I'm not an optimist or a pessimist. I'm an eternal optimist. And when we said, what's that? She said, I'm the type of person that I just know everything's going to work out for everybody.
Wow. I like that.
Yeah.
That.
I said, but your niece sounds like an eternal optimist.
The granddaughter. She told me, she said, I am going to, once I graduate, when she said that, I'm going straight to New York and I'm going to be on Broadway. I sat there and I was like, don't you dare bust her bubble. Don't you dare.
Yeah, don't.
This is her. And who says, and it may happen. See,
it can happen. It's happened for many people.
Yes.
But we just live in a place and a time where there's so many of us that love to see great things happen to other people, but the reverse is also true. And there are people that are just banking on you to like slip up, and you just got to dodge people like that.
Oh, no,
people that are like, I am for you. I see everything you're about, honey, and I want to see you go all the way. Stay around them, because those are the people that will probably be in the audience when you do fall down, because you will.
Right.
And you will get up again. And we need people like that to be kind and just be real to what it is. And that is like, I see you, I see what you're doing. You know, it's been so long in a journey of the arts that if you are not palpable to making changes,
right,
and finding out that there's different ways of getting things done, you will get left behind.
Wow. And so basically saying you have to be flexible in the art. You cannot be so stringent that you're not willing to flow. You have to be fluid. I guess that's another way of saying it.
Yeah.
But I know now your life is now dedicated to teaching dance. Look at that smile. That smile you just lit up. And I wanted to tell you too, I really like your color that you have on today. It looks really nice.
I wanted to bring some sunshine.
Yeah. But now you're a teacher, you're a dance teacher, and people can find you. I want to make sure they get your social media. So
you
make
can
sure
find me, baby. I'm not anywhere far.
Well,
I am a teacher at a high school right now, Rialto High School.
yeah.
And not my alma mater, Eisenhower. And I'm okay with that because, I have this huge dance room that no one on campus knew existed. It's cheerleaders. And it is gigantic. I'm like about to make this my total dance studio space and put up production. So I just love it. Because I'll tell you why. No matter what I do, whether I'm choreographing somebody, acting in something, I will always be teaching. So this principal just kind of set this thing in my lap, and I was like, okay, I don't know if you know that I really love doing this, but I'll just tell you. And it's going wonderfully for a first time dance program. It's going quite faster than I expected because usually timeline of mounting a dance program takes a whole year. Okay. That's not doing anything though. The students I'm with, the high school students I'm with, they want to be there. About 3 people maybe don't, and that's a big deal. That's a huge deal, especially in the world of public education. That I've been blessed to have students that want to dance and want to find out what is this about. I don't want to go sing in magicals. I don't want to go do theater. I want to dance. And then I've got 3 kids that are still figuring it out and figuring themselves out. Right. But this is where it comes into play. I'm just glad that I get to teach and expose these youth to where I've come from, the cloth I'm cut from. So in December, I get to take them to see Debbie Allen's Hot Chocolate Nutcracker as a school field trip. I get to expose them to things that they would not have seen before. I had a student in 6th period that was like, I just saw her on Grey's Anatomy. Oh my God. And she blew a gasket. And I was like, yeah, you're going to see her again next week. I'm this is my fairy godmother. Everybody needs one. I call Danielle my auntie too, right? And so we're going to go see the Hot Chocolate Nutcracker. And they're like, oh my God, we didn't know we were going to go see that. It's really fun to expose these children to the realness that is accessible, attainable, and applicable. And I know that you see things on your social media that seem so, but you have a teacher that's been around the And so I give them that. And I taught them for Beyonce's birthday. We had Beyonce Day, and I taught them the Deja Vu solo, and which they know is the Blue Ivy solo. And I was like, this is the solo. And I taught it to them, and they totally we want to do Deja Vu. And I'm like, okay. And show them me choreographing. They're like, that's just so amazing that you've had so many lives. And I'm like, yeah, and I'm your teacher. So it's good to just give that to them because lo and behold, I think social media played such an interesting role on our children's lives. And we needed social media during COVID. I mean, I'm not going to say that lockdown wasn't gruesome. It really was a lot. Right?
You're right, but we needed
them to aim and imagine for the, where am I going to take it? What am I going to do? And it's not going to be on this box, and so that's really what I try to instill in them is dance it's motion, it's it's rhythm, it's live, it's moving people, and you have to do that even if you don't dance. You're going to have to do a speech. You're going to have to come before people where you're going to have to move them. And how are you going to do that? Even if you're a writer or a painter. So I don't really teach them just steps. I really teach them how to come into their presence and come into their self-awareness and know what that looks like.
Wow. This is a comment because this is, hi, Gwen. Hi, cousin. She said, hi. Yeah, I tuned in late, but enjoy the conversation about the arts. All right. Thank you, Gwen. Yes. And she's up in the Bay Area. She lives up in the Bay Area. And we have another. I want to make sure I get our comments in because I would like to give you an opportunity, Danielle, to make one last comment. Oh, and Antonio said his Christmas cards are 20. You get 11 cards for $25.
Okay.
And this cards by Antonio. Hold on, let me make sure I get that in, Antonio. I have 2 sets. I think we bought 2 sets of cards, so I just want to make sure
I definitely want to get some cards and support. Is he with the autism community up? Where is he in South Dakota?
South Dakota. I don't know if he is or not.
Okay. I'm gonna get some cards. Antonio.
Antonio. It's Antonio. His mom is Lori. I just talked to him about an hour ago. So
yes.
you get to get some more cards, which is wonderful. I told him every show up until Christmas we will be advertising for him so he can get cards.
Yes, of course.
Sets. And so now Danielle bought a set. Anyone else, you can get art by Antonio, and you can get your Christmas cards. And they will send them straight to you. They came they came to me. So make sure you get your cards to support Antonio. And we have a comment by the executive producer.
Hey.
South Dakota. Hold on. Here we go. There we go. And Oliver says, "Hi, Danielle. Welcome to the show. Glad to have you on and express your thoughts in the entertainment industry. Also, thanks to the repeat audience." I know you guys.
Oh, yes. Thank you.
Yeah, all of you. Anytime you. So before we run out of time, Danielle, do you have any any last words for our audience?
I think you just really need to just own who you are. I don't think anyone I'm around, I am especially drawn. Confidence is such a big thing, but confidence is built from owning who you are. And you own who you are by accepting yourself. So if you have a children's book, and ironically, this book is the only book thus far that is about being on the Jackson tour, because everywhere I went in my book, I was like, why do I need pictures? I'll just use the pictures from the tour.
Wow.
What I mean is, you have no idea what's at your fingertips that you could just do and put that into motion. And do not let the self-doubt come in, because that's going to happen no matter what. I think it's Oprah Winfrey that said that. She always understood that universal law, that anything that happens, something equally opposite and will happen. And I used to be confused about that because I never understood it, but it's true. You have to know the yin and the yang of life. You have to move forward. You have to know there's going to be people's hating. You have to know that you got to ignore that. You got to know that when you're on purpose, baby, you got to get that progress on. And once you get your momentum, it's really hard to stop a moving train, but it's also really hard to start one. So whatever you do, start with boldness. You will make mistakes. You learn along the way. You get up, you keep going. It may be this today and that tomorrow. You get up, you keep going. But as long as you're connected and aligned with the Most High, which I call God, He will always direct your path.
Wow.
He will always. And sometimes it's going to be like this. Go over here and go bring value to somebody else's project. Okay? Because that brings value to you. Go over here and be with your stylist, Nikki at Heaven Sent, because that's going to bring value to you. Go over here and stay with people that are like-minded, on your level, absolutely amazing, and just want to see you shine and be the best that you can be. And they're out there, baby. They are absolutely out there. But you have to start.
That's the key. Well, Danielle, I want to thank you. You are such a pleasure. It's not about the being on the show. That's just who you are. So I want to thank you. I mean, your energy is. It is. I just love you. And thank you for coming on the show today. We will have you back again because we talked a lot, but I'm sure there's things we didn't get a chance to hit on. But I want to tell you thank you. I appreciate you.
And happy Thanksgiving, everyone. There's so much to be grateful for. Even if it's just your journal entry today can be the movie for tomorrow. Happy Thanksgiving.
All right. Thank you.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is our show for today. It is exactly 2:00. God bless each and every one of you. Happy Thanksgiving to each and every one of you. And we will be back on Monday, December 1st, same time. Don't forget, 2026, we move to 5. It's the Mary D Show is live at 5:45. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.